For centuries, Rome looked unstoppable. Today, we tour its ruins. This is Summit After the Storm podcast, and I'm Bart Wilbanks. Yesterday, we talked about what happens when history stops being words in a book and becomes something you can physically stand inside. But standing among those ruins raises another question. How does something so powerful eventually fall apart? Rome once controlled an enormous part of the known world. Its power must have seemed permanent. It wasn't. And that's a lesson that extends far beyond ancient Rome. Looking at the Roman Forum was one of those moments that was difficult for me to fully process. Today, all you see is broken columns, fragments of buildings, pieces of what once stood there. But this wasn't always a tourist attraction. This was the center of Roman public life. Today's Roman Forum looks nothing like what we see in the movie Gladiator. There we saw government, commerce, religion, politics, celebration, power. Rome built roads, aqueducts, temples, arenas, and cities across an empire that stretched across continents. Its influence was enormous. And when you're standing among what's left of it today, you can't help but think, they probably believed this would last forever. That's what success can do to us. When something has worked for a long time, we begin assuming it will always work. When we've been successful, we start believing we'll always be successful. If we're strong, we forget that strength can disappear. Rome didn't collapse because it had one bad day. Its decline unfolded over generations. There were political struggles, economic pressures, corruption, internal division, military challenges, and eventually, something that once appeared almost indestructible wasn't. Yet, standing there, I wasn't really thinking about Rome. I was thinking about us. Watch the news tonight and maybe you'll see why. Success can be dangerous because it creates the illusion of permanence. We start believing we've always done it this way. We're the market leader. People will always buy from us. My job's secure. My health is good. My relationships are fine. Until something changes. The greatest threat sometimes isn't the storm. It's becoming so comfortable with our own success that we stop noticing what is deteriorating on the inside. Kilimanjaro destroyed that illusion for me personally. Before the climb, I had built a pretty successful life. Career, income, possessions, accomplishments. But somewhere along the way, I had begun confusing success with security. Then I found myself on the side of a mountain where none of those things could help me. My title couldn't help me carry the backpack. Money couldn't even buy me oxygen at a certain altitude. Success could not stop the storm. The mountain reminded me how quickly the things we depend on can become irrelevant, and how dangerous it is to build our identity around things that don't last. Jesus said, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Matthew 6:19 through 21. Ancient Rome thought if they could just conquer enough of the world, they were succeeding. And it probably looked like success to the people in that time. They desired to acquire more and more things. And they did that. But along the way of acquiring things, they inadvertently acquired a lot of enemies that eventually led to their demise. How do you define success? Be thankful for your possessions, but I've learned there's nothing more important to me than my family. I haven't always lived that. I have regrets, but I would do anything for my family. Lead by example. If you will allow your team to prioritize their home life, God is going to bless your business in ways that you could only imagine. Lead by example. Great leaders never assume today's success guarantees tomorrow's. They keep asking difficult questions. What are we missing? Where are we becoming complacent? What has changed around us? And what isn't working anymore? What truth are we avoiding because things still look successful from the outside? The goal isn't to lead in fear. It's to lead with humility. Because sometimes the most dangerous moment for a leader isn't when everything is falling apart. It's when everything is going so well that you can't imagine it ever will fall apart. Rome didn't begin as ruins, and neither do companies, careers, relationships, or lives. Decline often happens slowly enough that we can't ignore it. Decline often happens slowly enough that we can ignore it until we can't. So look at what's going well in your life and be grateful for it. Protect it. Keep growing. But never confuse success with permanence. If today's episode encouraged you, would you please follow the podcast on Spotify or whatever platform you're listening on, and go to summitafterstorm.com to find more resources, follow the movement, and learn more about me. Season 5 goes beyond the places we visited to explore what history, culture, faith, leadership, and human nature can teach us about the lives we're living today. Tomorrow we're going to go back inside the Colosseum, but this time we're not going to talk about the architecture. We're going to ask a much more uncomfortable question. How did watching another human being suffer become entertainment? Every destination has a story. Every story has a lesson. Until next time, keep climbing. Poly poly.